Happy Sunday, friend. I hope you are doing well. Today is going to be fun because I'm going to be sharing with you how you can get a free Betta. That's right. Who doesn't love free things? I would never say that I'm a cheap person, but I do love me some free stuff. Keep in mind that these results can vary for you based on where you live, the population in your area, the apps that you have access to, even the fish stores that you have, and the type of people that work those stores. So you may not get the exact results that I and others have gotten, but it is highly likely that you can come away from this video knowing just what you need to get yourself a free Betta. We are going to hop right into the most common way you can get a Betta. Now, this I have not personally tried myself because I just haven't really needed to, and I don't really have a lot of pet stores in my area, to be quite honest. I think I might have one PetSmart that's around 40 minutes away. I never go there. There's a pet super center closer and they have the food that I always need, so I just go there. But I've seen and I've read about it, I've heard about it from friends. A lot of people will and can go into pet stores like Petco and PetSmart, and if they happen to see a particular Betta that is sick and they have experience treating sick Bettas and bringing them back to life, they'll just walk up to an employee and say, hey, look at this Betta. He is sick, he's obviously not going to get well, he's probably not going to sell, would you be able to surrender him to me? Now, if you're wanting to do this, I wouldn't copy those exact words. I don't really have a script for it. I just know that some people have just waltzed in, seen a Betta, asked an employee, and with their purchase of a tank or supplies or something of the sort, the employee just threw in the Betta for them. This, unfortunately, in some areas is not going to happen for everyone. It really depends on the pet store and really more heavily on the people who work those pet stores. Sometimes you get managers that just don't give anything, like they just don't care. So even if the Betta is sick and dying and there's someone standing right in front of them offering to take them off their hands and nurse them back to life, they would rather keep it in the store and let it die. I used to wonder why in the world someone would do this, but in a recent conversation with a friend, I found out that some pet stores, if the Betta dies, they will actually get a credit. That's right, a credit with their supplier for another Betta, just a free credit. So really, to them, to the people who are focused on just numbers on a screen, a Betta's death and suffering in a cub just does not matter at all to these people. So unfortunately, a lot of people say no because of this reason, because if the Betta dies, they're just going to be able to get another one in place of that. So it doesn't really affect them, does it? But in and amongst the stories where things didn't go quite right, I've heard a lot of really good success stories. I have also heard that there are certain people who make friends with the managers and people who work there who genuinely care about a Betta's well-being, and if they are sick, they will actually just round them up and surrender them to this person who then runs kind of a free rescue from their house. So what they'll do is they'll treat the Betta, and then they find people in their area who want to adopt them for free, and then they give them to them. So they're just kind of distributed to loving and caring homes, and I absolutely love this. And that just goes to show you that sometimes this method can work. If you're considering going to a pet store to ask if they will surrender a sick Betta to you, you may even want to connect with an employee or former employee of whatever pet store you're considering going into, asking them, even if they don't work at that specific pet store, asking them if there is a specific wording that you could use, something that would go better with the person, if that makes sense. Moving on, and this is just kind of a random one I wanted to throw in there. I'm not saying I completely recommend it. I've never done it myself, but there have been instances where on YouTube I have seen that some pet stores will take Bettas alive and swimming in their cup and put them near or in their dumpsters in the back, or will just like set them by the dumpsters. I can't even begin to tell you how angry this makes me, but some will do it. And I have seen some on YouTube where they will go to the dumpster, a person will drive to the dumpster and will rescue those Bettas, therefore getting free Bettas. I am not quite sure this is legal. To be frankly honest, I don't think throwing out live fish should be legal. I think that should have some kind of penalty to it, but unfortunately a lot of people get away with it. So could you maybe roll up to your local pet store's dumpster and find a live Betta? Maybe. Do I recommend it? Not necessarily, but I felt like I had to throw it in there because some people have had success with this, and they did save a betta from pretty horrific death, if you ask me. The third way you can get a free betta, and this actually comes from personal experience because I did do this. About 5 months ago, my betta William died, and I just had an empty tank, so I completely redid it. I cycled it, and it was just kind of sitting there empty, and so I thought, I need a betta. Should I go to my local pet store? Should I just see what they have? I was feeling a little bit conflicted about doing that because a lot of them aren't treating their bettas right, and obviously whenever I can avoid supporting that, I will, because I don't want to give my money to an establishment that's just going to further animal abuse and harm. What I ended up doing is going on to Facebook and finding all of the groups for my local area, for the city that I live in. And I ended up finding about 4. I joined them. A lot of people will post news, they'll post items for sale, all kinds of stuff. But I just went in there in a few of the groups and I created a post which was just saying, hey, I am a betta fish keeper and I have a tank that is free. I need a fish. I'm looking for a betta fish. So I was wondering if anybody in here has a betta fish that they want to rehome, that they don't want anymore. Maybe they had, I don't know, buyer's remorse and they bought a fish for their child for Christmas and now, oh no, I realized this was way more work than I needed, blah blah blah. Within about 24 hours, I got somebody who only lived about 30 minutes away from me, and she said, hey, I have a lot of fish, I have them all in this big tank, and I have this betta. He's not doing very well, he doesn't look very happy, he hides all the time, he never eats, he looks just totally sad, and I am willing to give you to him. And it was really sweet because I could tell that she did care about him even though she genuinely didn't know how to care for a betta. She actually had him in a tank with these big fish. I don't exactly remember what they were called, but they were big fish and they are not compatible with bettas at all. So basically, for however long she had him, he was being absolutely terrorized by these fish, which is why he was in hiding. And she sent me a picture of him. He looked all tattered up and I knew I had to take him. I thought, what are the chances? She's so close. So I thought, I guess I'll drive to meet her. But then as we were talking, she actually offered to drive to me at night. She gives him to me. She had kept his cup and I just look and oh my word, he was just so precious. Ugh. And that is Walter's story, the little fish swimming around behind me. He's currently working on a bubble nest. So that was Walter, and I only got him about 4 or 5 months ago. His transformation has been absolutely incredible. He was a free betta. I knew I had to take him. He looked totally pitiful, but when I say he has had a glow up, I've seen a lot of betta glow ups in my years of keeping betta fish, and his, honestly, by far his is my favorite. So in my opinion, this is actually one of the best ways to get a free betta fish. It's super easy, it's super fast. All you have to do is get into your local groups, create a post letting people know that you're looking for a betta fish, and see if there are any takers. If there aren't, at least you tried. Like I said, this woman was the only one who reached out to me, so there probably aren't a whole lot of betta keepers in my area, but there are more in other areas. Especially a few months after the Christmas season, I feel like there could be more available out there because a lot of people buy them as gifts for their kids and they don't realize that they need to do a little more than just throw them in a tub of water and give them flakes. One other way, and I feel like this might be a little bit more rare or just kind of applied to those of you who are content creators on YouTube or on Instagram, I have actually gotten several offers from breeders all over, some in Indonesia and some actually here, and they were offering to send a free betta fish to me in exchange for content, just kind of highlighting them and showing them and leading back to them for free. And funny enough, that's actually how I got Alexander. There was a really sweet girl, and she was actually located here in the US, and she was just starting her betta breeding business, and she said, hey, I have this betta fish, I'll send him to you for free if you'll make some videos on him and just kind of highlight him and tell him where, and tell everybody where you got him. So of course I said yes, and I have loved him. He has been a really good fish. So for some of you who have a following and maybe like to post about bettas, you could reach out to some breeders or just keep an eye in your DMs because sometimes people will reach out and offer you a free betta that way. So there are my 4 ways that I currently know of that you can snag a free betta. I hope that one of these works for you because honestly, there's nothing like getting a free betta. There's really nothing like having one surrendered to you and just watching it grow. To be honest, I think that's one of the greatest joys in keeping a betta is getting to watch them grow and transform and just become absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous fish. It is so much fun. So I hope that you get the chance to do what I have been able to do. I really do. And if you have had an experience with either one of these points that I addressed today, please put it in the comments to let me know if you've ever done a betta rescue, or if you have ever gone into a pet store and asked an employee. I would love for you to lay out and let us know how you did that and how you were successful. That would really help viewers who are looking to do the same. And with that, we are at the end of the video. Remember, if you are new here and you want to join the Betta Fish family, hit subscribe, hit like. This will give YouTube an idea of the audience that they can push this video out to, and it will help me a ton. And don't forget to head to the description and join my free Facebook group, the Betta Fish Forum. It is a wonderful place to learn and grow with other betta keepers like yourself. And with that, friend, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. God bless, and I will see you soon.